let's go ahead and let's move on and let's talk about Boston. Now that we are going to, kind of hop into this Boston discussion. Number one, from you, I really want to hear in terms of before the season and even in the podcast right after the Celtics got Gordon Hayward and then after they got Kyrie. I said it twice that the Boston Celtics would be the number one seed. After Gordon Hayward broke his foot, albeit I did not think that they would be good. But as of this point in time, even though Kyrie got elbowed in the face by his own teammate Aaron Baines, he is currently out at this point in time. Boston is 11-2. Going into this week, they'll eventually play the Warriors, and we'll talk about that as a little separate segment. After this,
they'll be 11-3.
But even in terms of talking about Boston as a whole, and I gotta run to the bathroom. Go ahead.
I do too.
Okay, so who wants to go first? You want to go? You want to talk about Boston first?
No, you talk about it first.
Okay. Yes, this is Hoops Brews, where we do turn the water on so people can hear you going to the bathroom. But in terms of the Boston Celtics, for me personally, this is TPJ, unfiltered. I genuinely thought that the Celtics were going to be in a much better place overall as a team. Now, from this perspective, I know you're hearing this and thinking you're crazy. What are you talking about? I'm specifically talking about the Boston Celtics as it pertains to as a whole unit running with Gordon Hayward. Since Gordon Hayward has been out, since game one when he tore his fucking ankle off of his leg, the Boston Celtics have been very, very good. Of course, they dropped their first two games, but ever since then, they are on a 10-game winning streak. They are 11-2 overall. They have a plus-minus differential of 8.8 in terms of their deficiency. In terms of the point differential overall. And according to John Hollinger's defensive efficiency statistics, the Boston Celtics are actually number one in the league, only giving up 94.8 points per game. And in terms of offensive efficiency, the Boston Celtics are still doing equally as good, even though Kyrie Irving has not turned up. And they're still only around the 7th position in terms of offensive efficiency. But between 12 to 20, you have you have New York, Denver, Portland, Memphis, New Orleans, Boston, Oklahoma City, Charlotte, and Philadelphia. All those teams. And San Antonio is actually 21st. And, of course, Kawhi is missing. But you think of all those teams in terms of, wow, they would be a top 16 to top 10 team in the NBA in terms of offensive efficiency. I think that this team can still go to the conference finals. I'm still picking them if they get to play against the Cavs. I feel like in terms of Gordon Hayward, he has the fever to where I feel like if his foot and if he happens to have a good recovery and he can come back to play in the series against the Boston Celtics or Cavaliers, they would bring him back. And even if he's coming off the bench for 10 minutes a game, he can give you an extra dimension for it for the game. And I'm still taking the Boston Celtics as being the number one. I know I kind of wavered when Gordon Hayward got hurt, but I also said I need to see how Jaylen Brown, how Jason Tatum was playing. Aaron Baines was not starting. Marcus Morris. Was it Marcus or Markieff? Which one of them? It was who's on the Celtics? Marcus or Markieff? It was Marcus.
Marcus, I think.
Marcus was still dealing with his situation with the legal system, and he had to start, and he was also hurt. He's now playing okay. I still don't like him for this team, but I get it. He's a necessary evil. So I think that the Celtics are still going to be the number one team going into this season. I'm still a believer in this team, and I'm still a believer in Kyrie Irving. I still have Kyrie Irving as being my dark horse for the MVP this season. So, Pavy, you can go ahead and you can talk about what you think about the Boston Celtics.
They look good right now. I mean, the Celtics definitely look good right now. I picked Kyrie to win MVP. I don't know if he'll win it because I don't know if he'll have the stats to win it. I think Harden will have better stats, and I think Houston will finish top 3 within their conference. So I think Harden will win it, but they look great, man. Like the Kyrie to Horford pick and roll looks amazing. Jaylen Brown looks really, really good. His jumper is it's not broke, but he still needs to improve a little bit on his jumper. Like if he can become at least a knockdown open shooter, that makes Jaylen Brown extremely valuable and probably an all-star consistently every single year with this Boston team. Tatum looks great. I don't think they'll beat the Warriors on Thursday. I'm pretty sure they'll lose. But Boston looks great, man. I definitely predict them to be within top 3 of the conference. I assume they're gonna lose a couple games, like maybe going like a 3 to 4 game losing streak at some point in time during the year. But Boston looks great, man. Like they're number one in defensive rating right now. In offensive rating, they're a little low, but that's fine. I like the way that they pass the ball. And Horford's looked the best. I've never seen Al Horford play basketball this good. Horford looks amazing right now so far. So I mean, again, I like the Celtics. Yeah, I like the Celtics. I like them. I still think they'll be top 3 within the conference. So, yeah.